Hello, hi all of you. I want to go back to the anime again. I invite you all to continue the latest developments of the anime. Elbaf, now Roy and Nami, are taking the giant soldiers back to the HOA Straw Hat Village. Complain that there are no great treasures in the castle. Roy was scared because he was scared that the soldiers could hear her words. Back to the treasure tree tour, Adam of Zipley and Frankie. Straw Hat Ice shipbuilders say a lot of Adam's more than I thought. Zip explained that the giant lived on top of a giant tree, and that's why that Sao has a rich history attached to it. Suddenly, the Iron Man found out a branch of the giant Adam tree was cut down. Gippy explained that once upon a time there was a village on that branch. One day, a ray lightning struck the village and burned it down. Problems with the old tree branches was once they caught fire. The fire will not be extinguished. To prevent land flames from spreading to other tree branches, were forced to cut off all the branches with the burning village up there. It can be said that lightning and fire are Elba's only move to the west village. Nami is back at the party and talking to Usopp, musky guy. The player is currently in a state of drunkenness. At the same time, the mountain man came. Nami and Usopp were sitting there, and Usopp about the genius of his group for him. Then Usopp asked the mountain bride's taste. The hero of the giants replied, "The kind you like is an older woman." Hear that? Usopp jumped up and struck the sword on the Yazen's head. That's why Usopp does it. It's because Yazen is the oldest person in the world. There is no woman who's older than him. Nami. Smile when you see the look of the shooter guy. She thought that Usopp and Luffy achieved their dream of seeing. That's why they're so happy. And Sanji is. I hate being absent from the party. So he started looking for her. Switch scene to Joe. He brought them with him. The guards came to Get's place to heal. Get tried to ask what happened. John tried to hide the truth from her. So Get quickly let Joe to game. Moved to the Min world. Luffy and Jojo went to Loki's place. I saw him in condition. Almost stopped Garlic. Luffy tried to unlock the chain. It's made of sea. It's so long that you get weak when you touch it. Then Jojo and the Cuckoo started arguing with each other. The swordsman Straw Hat Tape thinks it's not safe to release Loki Ra yet. Jojo needs to talk to him. The prince first to determine who he was. Next, Jojo walked over to Loki and kicked his wound. Immediately Loki screamed in excruciating pain. This proves that the wound is not fake. Luffy felt like Loki was going to sell salt. Jojo objected. If he dies, that's his fate. Then the swordsman agreed to remove the chain, but will keep a pair of handcuffs on Loki's ankle. He said he was going to pick up Chopper, but because the old library is so far away, they went to the village doctor. If you do that, the giants, they'll know they want to free Loki. That means the whole team is going to get Luffy's waist. I hope you find a doctor in the village. Luffy was about to head towards the village in front of him. I heard something coming down from the sky. Hazardine and his gang, including Sanji, falling from the sky with a boat of clouds. Hazardine had heard everything before. The rote rushed down to stop Luffy and Jojo. Due to being in a hurry of the new Hazardine plunges down. That's how you normally feel, Luffy. Turn yourself into a giant ball to catch them all. The whole group thanked Luffy for his help. For one blow from that altitude would mean immediate death. Hazardine then asks Luffy not to release Loki Ra. You shouldn't trust him. He's a very cunning and cruel man. Loki is an unsalvageable villain who would kill someone he called a friend just yesterday. He is the enemy of this world. Hazardine has known Loki since he was a kid. If he tells you, Luffy, whatever he hears in his ears, it's definitely a conspiracy, but it's too late to stop behind. Loki stood up with a face full of anger. His size must be said to be supergiant Luffy. It looks no different than an cursed prince. The prince began to take up his weapon with a wicked smile on his face. Start panicking and Loki can't use Naya's sprinkler hammer at the hippopotamus school. Suddenly there's a giant snake called Joe appears at schoolyard. The children of the giants were terrified, constantly begging for the help of the serpent teachers. Begins to destroy, attacking children and scaring them to death. The teachers quickly got the news. They don't understand why there are monsters in the world. Now, the snake approached and was about to eat a child. Fortunately, the headmaster of the hippocampus showed up was in time. He used a large hammer to smite the snake. At the same time, he appeared at the top of a tree. The waiter added a hockey punch so strongly on the snake that it fell to the ground. The kids were amazed at the incredible performance. This is the story of two teachers. In addition to being the principal of the Kiba Warriors, he was also a giant warrior pirates. I'm curious about the snake I just killed. Where did it come from? After all, the kids kept whining back in Kiba. So the principal is also a warrior. Rumor has it that he's super strong and he used to work in the Navy. And Chopper came out of the back of the beard. Both asked. Because SAO had monsters appear in the world. I don't really know why. Normally, there are only wild animals here. Next, I apologize to my students for scaring them. The kids are stable and very grateful. At the same time, the strange incident. It's happening all over the hippocampus. A fitness teacher named Guo has been attacked, so by that the body AI is mending the wounds. Although he was seriously injured, still tried to inform Cho later, and the others just left without saying anything. The child who had just been attacked by a snake, it's Luffy's partner. Don't want it, jerks. Back with a face full of fear. Robin didn't understand anything. Or did you do something terrible with it just now? It's true that the cub had played to this swing before. Tell me why it's biased against the Straw Hat Pirates. On the other hand, so calculated. Run outside the police the situation to be careful. Don't touch the kids at the same time. Then ask the students, where did Ingvar and others go? They're out on the beach. It's weird is that they're all sleeping and didn't respond to any questions. Shifting off the coast, a group of giant children walking get out of school while they're still sleeping. Then Ra one of Gunko's arrows. They're leading the way. Let them go somewhere. And the national alert is constantly being raised. There are some giant monsters appear in the forest and Kiba's confused. Later. It's not just that. Children inside the school I fainted. I understand why. Because I feel President that way. Chopper. I jumped down to check on the kids. Principal. Kiba decided to take urgent measures. We need to let the whole country and evacuate all students from the school immediately. Move to the Min world. Loki standing in front of others with hammers in their hands. The prince said that I thought you could hold back my power with just a pair of sandals on my feet. So naive. If you want to protect, please let me out immediately. I'll show you now, whether it's just words or not. Hazuddin kept raising his hand and asked Loki to stop doing that stupid thing. Both Luffy and Sanji are great, annoyed by the prince's wild words. Loki went on to assert, if I were you, I wouldn't hesitate. If you just hit a few shots, something will happen. Fire will land. Why? And that's also Elba's weakness. Loki announced that he would destroy them all. Then he attacked the tree. Adam, with a hammer sprinkled with a strong force. Witnessed this scene. Luffy, Jojo, Sanji and the new dragon pirates were shocked. When Loki attacked Adamantia, lightning from the sky straight down into the same spot on the tree Loki used to mess with. Lightning also struck other tree branches. A part of the ocean world burned up in the village. The giants, I immediately found the fire. They also heard the sounds and emergency notification. Fire is a great danger to your Elbas. Rajanra, order everyone to shut it down quickly. Back to the hippocampus. Goat tells behind and Kiba, you've seen monsters before. She explained that earlier that day. You asked students in class paint what they fear. So the kids drew monsters like Fendi, Ramunga, Loki, and even Nika. It seems now the children's fears have come true. The hippocampus is now surrounded by an army. Giant monsters. It looks like children's drawings. Meanwhile, after Anne Goat, Kiba watches the monsters approaching the school. Through a forest with an excruciating bewilderment. The monsters are huge, including a giant dragon, a bear in a helmet, a bird, a terrifying thunderstorm cloud, a ghost, a warrior, skeleton, a wolf, one version, the evil Loki, and a dark version of Mika. Parallel to that gun, Summer Killingham is watching everything in the distance. It seems that Sam Slope has returned to the Holy Land. Sleeping the Wastecorn children is arrogant Linha. His job is to get the kids on board. Summer, on the other hand, turned to ask what Gunfrank was most afraid of. What I fear the most is Nick. Today S1P video review is over. Thank you for your interest. Follow. See you in the next video review. Bye bye.